Good morning and welcome to Follow Up Friday. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Debbie Hoffman. I'm a sales and follow-up coach. I work closely with heart-centered coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs who are letting potential clients and income slip through the cracks, like ouch, right? Because they don't have a reliable sales and follow-up system in place. So I work closely with you to support you to create step-by-step processes so you know what to do and what to say at every step of the way. So every week on Friday, I come on live. Sometimes I'm in my Power Up Your Follow-Up community, so please go over and join. And sometimes I'm here, but this shows up all over on my Facebook page and LinkedIn and of course YouTube. So today I'm going to be talking about a very important topic, which is pre-qualifying potential clients, because a lot of people are wasting time with the wrong folks. So do you find you're wasting time following up with people who end up like not being a good fit for you to work with, or you're not your ideal client, or maybe they're not ready, or maybe they're not committed to investing and taking the time and resources? Because there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with what you offer, but they are not ready to take action. So we need to have ways to pre-qualify people so we're not wasting time with the wrong folks, right? So if you're watching this on the replay, please comment down below with any any comments, questions, feedback, any ahas. I always love to know what people are getting out of these videos. I just spoke to somebody yesterday and she said she loves my follow-up Friday tips and she gets so much value from them. So I always love to hear that so that I know it's working. And if you have any particular topic that you want me to share about, please let me know, because I'm here to serve you, okay? So, and please share the love. So if you know somebody who could really benefit for what I'm talking about today, either tag them down below or just share this with them on Facebook or LinkedIn, okay? So again, what we're going to be talking about today is that the problem is that many entrepreneurs that I speak to don't have a process in place to pre-qualify clients, and they're wasting time basically chasing the wrong people. So if you do a discovery session or whatever conversation you have with someone who, who's leaned in and they're interested in learning about what you offer, and now you're in that conversation, you don't want to get to the end of it after a half hour, an hour, and find out that they're not the right person, or they don't have the money, or they don't have the time. Like it's just a waste of time. And our time is our most precious resource, right? So I'm going to share three areas, three tips, three steps that you can take right away. So the first is, like, let's say you're meeting somebody at a networking event and they lean and you're telling them about what you do. They've shared what they do and they say, wow, I really struggle with that. I'm interested in hearing more about what you offer for myself. Or they share something that makes you think that they're interested. You really want to ask, like, was that just an offhanded remark, or are you really looking for support in that area? And if they say, no, I'm really looking for support, then you can give them the link to your discovery session right then and there to get on your calendar. So you want to get curious and ask questions that will help you uncover if the person you're speaking with has a problem that you can solve, and if they're looking for a solution now. So here are some areas to consider when you're thinking about pre-qualifying people. Is need. Do they have a need for what you offer? Commitment level. How committed are they, like I said, to take the time, money, resources to invest to getting a solution? And affordability is always an issue too. What price range are they looking in? Because sometimes people don't know, they don't have any idea what you charge. And maybe they think you have $1,000 program to offer, but it's really 10,000, right? And then of course, timing, okay? So you share what you do, you're at this networking event, somebody leans in and says, boy, do I need what you have to offer. That's when you want to get curious and go deeper and ask these questions. So tell me more about that issue that you have, or tell me more about why you leaned in. What's going on for you, right? Where are you struggling, right? And then you can ask, what's your timing? Are you looking for a solution to this now, or is this something for later? So then you can decide if you want to give them the link to your discovery session or not. I always ask people when they lean in and make a comment like that, I always ask, so I'm just curious, what's your biggest challenge with sales and follow-up? Because that's what I focus on. And they'll share and whatever it is, and I can say at that moment, well, that's exactly what I support my clients with. Would you like to schedule a time for a free follow up on your dreams discovery session? Always have a name for your discovery session as a side note, where we'll explore what you're looking to create in your business, where you are now, what's getting in the way. And if it's a good fit, we can discuss how I can support you. Would you like to do that? Always asking for permission. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, when someone gets on my calendar or they're setting a time to get on my calendar for a discovery session, I have a short application built in where I'm asking them some questions to learn more about them. That's built right into my Acuity calendar link. So they can't even click submit to schedule the call until they've completed that application. So it's built right in. It's really helpful for me to find out like where they are in their business right now, what kind of income are they earning, what do they want to create, like where are they now and where do they want to go, to see what the difference is, like how realistic and reasonable it is to see where they want to go. And I have some other questions in there to find out their website and various other questions I ask, but it's very short and it doesn't take them too much time to complete it. All right, so that's the second tip. Create an application if you don't already have one, to find out as much as you can about that person in advance so that you can determine if you want to go ahead with the discovery session or not. Okay. And the third step that you can take is to use an assessment tool. I use Magpie. It's amazing. Before the discovery session, everybody has to complete it. People are self-assessing themselves. So you're not asking questions. You're asking them to rate themselves on the skill sets that you teach, okay? And what the beauty of it is that, well, few things. One is the call is going to be a lot shorter than normal because you don't need to ask as many questions when you're on the discovery session with them. You've already gotten a lot of their information. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to pull something up that I want to share with you guys in a minute. So yeah, you want to ask them these questions in advance so that when you get on the call will be shorter. Okay, that's really key because again, our time is our most valuable resource. And there's a commitment section. So there's 4 sections where you're asking about the skill sets that you teach. And then the last section is commitment. Committed to taking, investing the time, investing the money, and invest resources, right? So you're asking these questions to find out if they are ready to get support. If people are low commitment, they gave themselves a low commitment score, I will postpone the call or cancel it. Sometimes I will use my intuition and I'll get on the call and I'll ask, I'll say, hey, I noticed that you rated yourself really low in a lot of these areas, but you also gave yourself a 5 with commitment. So I'm just curious if at the end of our conversation today that I can support you and I know that I can support you, do you have access to resources? Do you have a way to come up with the investment? And twice I did this was a few years ago, and both women said they had just invested like $40,000 in a program and they were a little shell-shocked. But because of my intuition, I've tapped into my intuition because of how they answered the question. I decided to go ahead and they both signed up for a $12,000 coaching package with me. So you don't always want to just carte blanche say, if they're not a high enough score, I'm not going to do the call. Sometimes you need to get on the call, but just ask right away so that you make sure you're not, passing by somebody who could be a really good fit. Okay. All right, so I hope this was valuable today. The first step was when you're networking, when you're talking to people, you want to ask them to, ask questions to dig deeper, find out if they are really interested or not for themselves. And then the second step is to create an application. Third step is to use this Magpie assessment tool. I will put the link down below so you have access to it. There's a special offer going on right now where Jane Duber, the CEO, will get on with you and create your assessment, and it's $400 off the normal investment. So I'll put that in there. So if you're struggling with pre-qualifying, or you're not, enrolling enough clients, or your follow-up, you're just struggling with it, I want to invite you to my Power Up Your Sales program that's starting next Tuesday. It's a 7-week program. We're going to be talking about getting set up with your systems, with your CRM, getting more efficient with your process, how to develop a heart-centered follow-up system with follow-up guidelines and strategies. We'll be talking about building your network of JV partners and power partners, and how to do uh, coffee meetings that actually result in you getting referrals and clients. We'll be going a lot more into pre-qualifying potential clients like I talked about today. And then the enrollment process. I am actually sharing my template for doing a discovery session and how to invite people to work with you. So that's going to be really powerful. And the last module is double your referrals, where I'll be sharing my referral strategy, where you can consistently be asking for referrals in the right way, in the right timing, and training your clients how to give you referrals so that you actually get them. So I'll put the link down below, but it's powerupyourfollowup.com/PUYS for Power Up Your Sales. We start Tuesday with our kickoff call. If you have any questions and want to see if it's a good fit for you, please reach out to me. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Follow Up Friday. Bye for now.